And this week we have how to make your content look good. So following this thread of topics, now that you know what type of content to share on your social, and we talked about lifestyle posts, value posts, and credibility posts, you want to know how to present them in such a way that will attract more followers to your page. So this is the topic for this week, and we basically have some very big and major guidelines, and they're mostly basic things to follow. And we have a list of do's and don'ts, and we will go over every single one of them. So Isabel, what's the first one?
The very first do is to post high quality imagery. Now this may seem like a no-brainer, but Instagram and Facebook, they're weird, image quality doesn't always translate the way it's supposed to. So make sure that the images that you are posting are crystal clear. They're not blurry. They're not the color's not weird. It's just pretty clear, crystal clear. It looks nice so that when people go to your page, they get the nice images. That's what Instagram is for. That's what social media is for, to look nice. So make sure that the images you're putting out there are high quality. And opposing that, don't use low quality images. So just make sure that you're double checking whatever you are posting out there and making sure it's the right quality.
That's right. And we have a hack on the next slide on how to ensure that you're posting high quality images on Instagram. The second one is pay attention to your image ratio. And I think this mostly applies to Instagram because Instagram has specific aspect ratios for images and videos. So you don't want to get your images and graphics cut off when you're posting because people are not going to be able to see the full thing. So if you're posting a vertical image or maybe a selfie that you took on Instagram, it's going to look, a vertical, it's going to be a vertical image. And when you're posting it, it might get cut off on Instagram. So make sure to look at the image before posting, that it matches the aspect ratio on Instagram, and you can even resize it on Instagram itself. And there's also some apps that you can use to resize your image and make sure that it looks good on Instagram. And we will show you one of them in the upcoming slides.
Yeah, resizing is very important. I admit I have been a victim of the resizing a few times. Sometimes people's heads get cut off in pictures and it's always a mess. So make sure you are paying attention to those ratios. Limit your text on graphics is number 3 on our do's list. So what we mean by this is text on graphics is good for displaying that information, but sometimes when that image you're posting is purely just text, it's just a lot of reading, a lot of people aren't going to want to do that reading. A lot of people are going to just want to look at the image that you're putting out there, and a lot of times you can kind of make up the text or the content that you're trying to put out with your caption. So make sure that your graphic texts are limited, and then consequently do not make text heavy graphics. Goodness. So yeah, just make sure your graphics are clean and quality and not text heavy.
That's right. And guys, don't limit yourself. So if you have a lot of things to share on a photo or a graphic, you can always do a carousel. And a carousel means just multiple slides in one post. And that can be on Instagram or Facebook. And like Isabel said, you can always elaborate in the caption. So don't feel stressed about trying to fit everything on one slide. You can do multiple slides, or you can just have the title on the image and then the description of everything that you want to say in the caption. And then moving on, number 4, make sure your text is readable. So this is also related. Sometimes some people use very, very small text, which is very hard to read. And some people use very, very big text, which is, you can read it, but it's not a good way to present your graphic, right? So make sure that you are staying away from too big and too small text, and also make sure that you're using the right colors. So stay away from light colors and stick to contrasting colors like black and white. They go well together, and you can read them. You can read a white text on a black background and a black text on a white background. So colors like that, well contrasting colors.
And then diversify your content for number 5. So make sure you're not essentially spam posting the same exact image or the same exact content. Switch it up. You have a brand, you know the different elements of your personal brand. So just don't repeat that content. Switch it up for your viewers, diversify. So, and then consequently, don't keep repeating your content. So just make sure your things are diversified.
That's right. And last but not least, we have follow a theme when possible. So having a theme on your social media is just the cherry on top. It's not the main thing that you need to focus on. It's just something that you can have to increase, how you're presenting your content and how the overall look and feel of your pages. So if you have, you have your social media goals and you have the content that you want to share and you know your audience and you know what they're looking for. So, and you got all of those handled and nailed. Now you can move on to focus on the theme of your page and the colors and the branding and things like that. But it's not essential, so don't pressure yourself to make them all look good or cohesive. At the beginning, just focus on the content that you're sharing and the material. And then as you move forward with your social media activity, you can adopt a theme and try different colors and experience with them. So yeah, this is something that you can do after you have nailed down all of the other aspects of your social media strategy. Okay, so that's the full list that we have for the do's and don'ts. Now let's move on to, we mentioned that we have an Instagram hack to ensure that you are posting high quality images on Instagram. And the way to do that is to go to Instagram and go to your settings and look up the word data in the search. And you're going to have two options. There are two toggle switches that you can turn on and off. So make sure the second one, which says high quality uploads, is turned on. So it will probably take more of your data, but it will ensure that you're posting high quality images on Instagram. And I think this also applies to stories. For some reason it says videos, but it's not just videos, it's also photos and stories. So that's a cool hack to use. Make sure that this switch is turned on.
Yeah, it's a great hack. Get those high quality images. And then for content creation, we also are showing you these apps that we use quite often to help our social media. Canva, Pixart, Feed Preview, and InShot. So these apps, Feed Preview will help you see how your posts are going to look on your feed before you post them. InShot, Canva, and Pixart, I believe, are all editing apps. And yeah, so these are all just tools to help you really take your social media design to the next level. They're all very simple and easy to learn. So yeah, these are some great useful apps to create that content that you want to put out there.
Yes, and if you're using social media for your business, we don't expect you to be graphic designers. So don't feel bad about not being able to create a graphic or do the things that you see on other pages. So that's why we put Canva on here, because Canva gives you a lot of free templates that you can use. So pre-built templates for Instagram and Facebook and all the social sites with different sizes. And they look very cool, they're very well designed, and all you have to do is pick a template that you like, change the colors, change the text or the images, and you can use them on your social. So, and it's a free app and it has free templates. So that's a great way to start, working on the appearance of your graphics. And the second one is Pixart, which is also a photo editing app. And actually that one has the option to resize your images. So remember we talked about that Instagram has specific aspect ratios for images. And we said that sometimes you need to resize your image, right? So you can use PixArt and it has this option to resize the fit of your image. So you can either do square or portrait, and that will be perfect for Instagram. And the last one is InShot, and this is a video editing app to edit your videos and do all of the magic. So these are the 4 basic apps that you might be you might need on your social media content creation journey.
And I see some of you guys are already in the chats familiar with some of these apps, so that's great. So yeah, everyone just go check these out when you're building your social media.
Absolutely. Okay, we want to hear from you. So here's what we're gonna do. If you have any social media question, anything specific that you want to learn on social media, for example, if you want to know how to download a video from Facebook or how to make a post on Instagram, or if you have, any question that's related to social media, email it this week to marketing@iboomerang.com. And what we'll do is we will see all of your questions and find the ones that are, being repeated, and we will get them and make slides to answer and address your questions, because we want to make sure that you're getting the info that you need. And we have a lot of ideas on the topics that we can cover on Flight School, but we want to make sure that we're addressing your questions. So again, if you have any social media question, email it to marketing@iboomerang.com.